Then, in D.C., the new price, $167 per megawatt. Now listen to this. For Northern Ohio Territory, served by First Energy, the price is $357 per megawatt. $357 per megawatt. Why the massive increases? Yeah, I hear you, Wirez. Yeah, absolutely. Andy Ott from PMJ stated the obvious. Capacity prices were higher than last year's because of the retirements of existing coal-fired generation resulting from environmental regulations which go into effect. See, environmental regulations. The Environmental Protection Agency wants to protect the air you breathe so that you and I can live in a tent because we can't afford the electricity, because we can't afford anything that's going on. You and I will wind up in a tent. In 3 years, this will be in effect. And by the way, I'll say this to you. This is just my humble opinion. My humble opinion. That it's already increasing right now. And it is going to ever more increase. Everything is going to increase. And what I'm talking to you now is not a computer model or projection or estimate. But these are the actual prices. Listen to me. This is not a fairy tale or game. These are the actual prices that the electric distributors have agreed to pay for the new capacity. And, of course, the cost will be passed on to you when you get your light bill in the mail. Again, let me reiterate. These are not computer models or projections or estimates. These are the actual prices that the electric distributors have agreed to pay for the capacity, and it will be passed on to who? To you and I. Now, House Energy Power Subcommittee Chairman Ed Whitfield explained the PJM auction forecast a dim future where Americans will be paying more just to keep the lights on. We are seeing more and more coal plants fall victim to the EPA's destructive regulatory agenda, and as a result, we're seeing more job losses and higher electric prices. So here we are, more job losses and higher electric prices. I got to tell you, people, I got to tell you, there is not, and I don't mean this, pardon the pun, but there is not a bright future for a lot of us. Because we're going to be like Wirez just mentioned, you know, we're going to be having to use candles and lanterns and stuff, and I got to tell you, 5-gallon buckets to take a dump in, because that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. That is where we're headed. I got to tell you, me and my daughter, I got to tell you, it's been frustrating as HE double hockey sticks for us. She turned 16. We got her license. She graduated. She and I have hit every flipping place you can think of in this valley for a job, and you can't find it. You cannot find it. You cannot find it. You're either overqualified or you're underqualified. You're not qualified. It's pathetic. It's totally pathetic what goes on. But they set the system up for failure. But anyway, listen to me. The only thing that, this is the article, I'm just reading the article. The only thing that can stop this massive price hike is an all-out effort to end Obama's war on coal and repeal this destructive regulatory agenda. But here's the thing. People keep saying it's Obama's agenda. It's Obama's agenda. No, it is the elite's agenda, people. It is the powers that be behind the scenes agenda. And it does not matter. It does not matter which one is in the office, people. It does not matter. It says the Senate will have a critical opportunity to do just that when it votes on stopping Obama's most expensive anti-coal regulation sometime next couple of weeks. Votes on info resolution, SJ Resolution 37, overturning the so-called utility MAC rule, which the EPA itself acknowledges is the most expensive rule ever. Well, anyway, before I go any further on that, let's go back. Let's get off the coal and electrical prices for a few minutes. Let's go to the immigration issue. Has it ever mattered whether it's Republican or Democrat in terms of securing the borders for years and years and years and years and years? No. You got all the talking points of the Republicans are going to do this, Republicans are going to do that, Republicans are going to secure the borders, Republicans are going to get rid of the illegals, and they're going to have to come in like everybody else does. Okay, and then you have all the coal plants are going to come back. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And, you know, promises of gas being $1.49 to $2.50 under the Republican administration is a bald-faced lie. Just like they're not going to change, the powers that be want the electric bills to be unpayable. The powers that be want you to not have a job. The powers that be want you to turn and lay down and bow and lick the boots of them so that they can do whatever they wish. See, it says, of course, Obama could veto the resolution and keep the rule in act. Although that would force him to take full political responsibility for the massive impending jump. I mean, he don't care. These people don't care. Obama's going to sign and Obama's going to do whatever they tell him to do. And I'm not talking about Congress. I'm not talking about the Senate. I'm not talking about the Supreme Court. He's going to do what the powers that be behind the scenes that you and I probably never have seen a picture of most of them, although we do know of them. The administration that is in the puppetry now and the administration to come, whether it be him again or whether it be Romney, it's going to be the same old song and dance. They got the flute out. They're playing the flute. They are playing the flute. You see. I think it's critically important that you and I understand that I guess news like this is going to become the normal. I guess that the sheep will just think, you know, well, this is just the way it's supposed to be. That we're being good old American people. And it's just the fact of the business, you know. But like a good friend of mine told me, the fact of the business is this, that actually we've seen nothing yet. Actually, we've seen nothing yet. Yeah, exactly. This is why he said to prepare. Amen, brother. So to the best of our ability, we prepare. To the best of our ability, we do everything we can to get used to. Although you may not have to leave your house, but we get used to no electricity. Some of us will have to get used to it. Some of us will have to get used to cooking over a fire. Some of us will have to get used to cold beans, which it ain't such a bad diet. Some of us will have to really understand that, guess what? That the word did mean business when he said tribulation. The word did mean business when he said hated for my name's sake. The word did mean business when you know what he said? You know what he said? Unless he shortens these days, there won't be any flesh left. It means business. So as we travel down the road, and as we continue to watch the decline of a civilization, that it's turned its back, on the true laws, and they've created so many laws that you and I don't even know how many laws there are on the books, let alone which ones we're so-called breaking against the government and which ones we ain't. They got so many we don't even have a clue. We don't even have a clue. But anyway, at the same time, while we're trying to figure out how to pay our light bills, while we're trying to figure out how to serve and do what the Word says by following Him and preaching the Word and doing the things He wants us to do, examining ourselves individually, as I do every day now. Once you get your light bill paid and you have a death in the family and you need to decide whether you're going to fly or not, now you can enjoy the TS gropers being, now you can enjoy the TSA gropers trained to feel for crotch bombs. I only got a minute or two left, but I figured I'd throw this in there today to give you something to think about. Yeah, not only that, if you do have to fly, you can enjoy getting your, junk grabbed if you're a man, and I don't know how to say it if you're a woman. I don't know how to use that term, other than your very, very, very important, distinctive private parts that are yours and not theirs to grab. You can enjoy that they're being trained on just how to grab you in the right ways and just how to feel for those crotch bombs. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Now we've got, if it's not enough that we can't figure out how to pay rent, pay the light bill, pay your car payment if you got one, pay your insurance. Now you got to go and be, if you have to fly, if you don't have any choice, then you got to go and you got to have your crotch grabbed by these crotch gropers. What's next? What's next? What's next? Well, maybe if you don't get on on the TSA thing and you get your crotch grabbed or your private part if you're a woman, well, maybe you might be in New York City and you may have a cop telling you that he's going to stick a gun up your butt, and then his manhood in your mouth if you don't listen to him. Welcome to the wonderful world. Welcome to the wonderful world of the rejection of the Creator. Welcome to the wonderful world of the rejecting of the Almighty One and His commandments that are not grievous. Welcome, welcome. Hey, let's throw the 10 Commandments out. We'll put our own laws in. In our laws, I'm speaking of the government here, not me and you, but the government's law says that, guess what? Anybody that works for the government is in charge. And you're going to do what they say, or you're going to suffer the consequences. Whether it be a pistol up your rear end, as that's what the cop told the guy. Whether it be a TSA groper grabbing your private parts or your junk or whatever it may be. Or whether it may be that you get your electricity bill in the mail and you almost faint and bust your head open on the concrete because you know beyond a shadow of a doubt there's no way to pay it. Either way, it's going to get very interesting, ain't it, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to get very, very interesting. I've only got a couple of minutes left. I got a guest coming on tonight. Please, if you can make it by the endtimewatchmen.com. We thank you so much for coming there and listening to the Word. We thank you so much for visiting. I think we've had 80,600 and something visitors up till now. Wow, that's great. I know that a lot of them are multiple visits by the same people. But we praise Him and give Him the glory for what is going on. And again, I want to thank you for coming by there and supporting the network. Tonight I will have a guest on. People have been asking about different names of the Creator and everything. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, I've extensively said it. How many times I've said it, all we want to do is grow in the grace and the knowledge of Him. And if you can, come by. We invite you to come by. We absolutely invite you to come by and be with us tonight, 7 Mountain Time. But until we meet again, I guess this would be adios and goodbye, Endtime Watchman News Network. I will see y'all tomorrow, same time, Mountain Time, 4:30. Thank you so much, every one of you that come by. Those of you that are just guests, those that are, I got another Mr. Endtime Watchman in here today. I know who that is. Thank you for coming by, all of you, thank you so much. Our prayers and thoughts are going out for you. Hey, and in spite of it, you know what? I find myself saying a prayer for the 2 black ladies that attacked Shannon. What a concept, huh? You say, what do you mean, End Time? Yeah, I find myself saying a prayer for them because, you know what? He can change anybody that's willing. Hey, y'all have a great day. I'll see you tonight. Endtime Watchman News Network, later on.